Welcome to the Taylor and Collins Show. This is our first show, you guys, and we're very excited and glad you guys are along. I'm Ernest Collins.
And I'm Shaina Taylor.
And we're going to be bringing you guys this entertainment every other week.
Every other week.
Every other week.
I'm so excited. Man, they don't know what they're in for
I know,
every other week.
I know.
What, can we do it every day? We don't know.
We'll have to work on that.
We'll start off.
If we can get the ratings right, we'll do it every day. We're going to bring you guys a lot of things. You know, we're going to be talking about topics, the things that are going on right now in D.C., and also entertainment, sports, and also whatever you guys want to know. We'll give you a chance to give your feedback and let us know what you want to hear so that we can continue this going, right?
Be an open dialogue every other week. We're going to hit on some topics that some people are maybe a little bit afraid to talk about, but we're never afraid to talk about.
And that's the purpose. That is the purpose, to talk about the things that people are afraid to talk about. And of course, there's lots of news. And let's face it, we're not going to stay on politics, but we have to. Since I have this platform, or we have this platform, we must keep the people informed and let you guys go in the right directions. I don't want to say I'm going to choose for you, but I'm sure going to try to persuade you to do the right thing. Is that okay to say that?
Yes, because we love this country. We are true patriots, and we don't want to get trumped.
I know. You think they're going to try to send us back on a ship or something like that?
They'll try to send you. I'll play like I'll play like something else. I don't know. It can't happen for me. It can't happen for me.
So, of course, it's been a hot one in D.C. Gosh, it's been a hot one.
Humid, hot. Like, I feel like I'm in New Orleans. I got to take like 3 showers a day. And anybody who knows me knows I'm like a 10-year-old boy. So I don't even want to take that 1 shower a day.
I know.
So these 3 showers a day killing me. And this hair, I can't shower. I can't. Let's be clear. Every time I take a shower, it's another opportunity for my hair to get messed up. So I try to stay out.
Well, it still is good. You can always rock whatever you want to rock.
You're so good to me, folks. This is why I keep him around. This is why I keep him around.
You know, this is the only time that I miss L.A. And we're both from L.A. Living here in D.C., of course, and representing D.C., but man, the weather during the summer, I would just trade this little period of August to go to L.A. and then come right back after that.
And the snow season and the snow.
No. The snow is fine. I love the snow.
Okay. Well, one thing that I enjoy and super love about being in the district is politics.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize how much there was to politics until I moved here. So since we're on that topic, let's get to politically speaking.
Man, well, where do we start? Let's see, Donald, what hasn't he said?
Everything that I was thinking, but was scared to say out loud, but wouldn't say.
Well, you guys know this.
Vote for him.
The race is still tightening. The numbers fluctuate. And like I said before, we're going to use this platform to let you guys know that there are more things than just this general election as far as the president. That's a major one, but we have to look at, and I'm going to help you guys point out other things that we need to look at. I have been guilty in the past, I don't know about you, and I know a few other people have come out and said it, that I haven't always voted for every candidate. I haven't really looked into every candidate, but on the show, we're going to use this platform to teach you guys or inform you guys as to where and who and how to vote for. Not just walking in and voting for Hillary and Eleanor
Holmes Norton.
Holmes, there you go. But other people, there are other people who represent us. We can't dial the president up right now. We can't dial anybody up. So in order to get our voices heard, we have to choose our local officials. And with this show, we're going to help to inform you about how and who to vote for.
I love it. And you brought up Eleanor Holmes Norton, and I was super duper proud to see her at the convention. And I'm sure you guys were proud, and you took a look at her when she was giving out the DC delegates. And she spoke very well in regards to, we need representation. We need representation. I mean, the district needs some electoral votes.
I mean, I agree. And the thing is, how difficult is that going to be to make this a state in our voice? It's so many different legalities in there to making that actually happen. I mean, I know we talked about it in the past, actually, when I was in school, and they said that it would never be. But then again, we were never supposed to have a black president either.
See what I'm saying? What will we have to give up? What do you give up when you become a state as opposed to being a district? We have to get back to the people and let them know.
Yeah, we will. We're going to definitely have to, because I'm not really sure, but I do remember, I think it has something to do with the Capitol. I believe it has something to do with the Capitol and a location as to, but I don't want to go too far because I have to look into that, and we'll get that back to you guys.
I love it. And if somebody out there knows, they can hit us up on our Facebook page. We will have it all set up for the next show because we really want to make it interactive so that you guys can speak to us. And if we don't know everything, but we welcome you to tell us and inform us and keep us in the loop.
And in politics, how about the President of the United States speech and how frequently he's coming on and pushing for his agenda and us to have another part of history come to part, and that's having Hillary Hillary Clinton as our next president?
Well, you know, I tend to think that there is a Padissi problem.
You got it out there.
It's a Padissi problem. It is a vajayjay problem for people who aren't familiar with Padissi. But it's a problem because I think if we look at her body of work, if we look at her resume, and if she were a guy, she
Absolutely.
would be the most qualified candidate that has ever been put on a ballot. Like, I think even when she ran against President Obama, love him to death. I'm so proud of all the work that he's done. But if she were a guy running against him in that original election, hands down, he would have never been the president of the United States. It's a Padissi problem.
Well, I don't really know about that. You know, the thing about Hillary, in my opinion, is that she's still a female, and this is the GOP. You already know what that means, but it's still a good old boy network, regardless of how you put it.
Padissi problem.
Hillary has to play the game, and she has to play her position tight as a female, as a strong female, I believe, in order to win this election. For example, stop wearing pants so much. Why does she always have to wear pants?
Why? I mean, so she's got to wear a skirt?
No, I'm
Can
saying
you just
change
admit
the
that
game.
there's a Padissi problem? Say
Well,
it.
no,
Just say it. Just
I
say it,
can't because I'm
it sounds like you're saying that she has to conform.
I want her to
and
play
do-
the game. I want her to play the game until she gets in. Because we look at Donald, who's so far over here. He can say anything, but people are still voting for him. So why is it that people don't like Hillary? And don't give me that because she's not reliable. We don't trust her. Trump, who can trust him?
BS, because if she were a man, this wouldn't be a topic. And if she were a man, who would? So she's got to wear a skirt. She's got to wear dresses because she's a girl.
No, not really.
How
I mean,
chauvinistic.
it's not chauvinistic. Well, not really. Look at Michelle. I think I better stop, huh? Women should be beautiful at all times. I really think so. You should represent from the beginning. If you're representing the United States of America, the highest job in the land, probably in the world, the most powerful position in the world, you have a chance to make a stance. And I don't know if making
her
pants is
body
a
of
stance.
work. How about her body of work?
How about her body?
Well, I mean, she
sorry.
can she can help that. I mean, we'll let her be in office and give Michelle a chance to run later. But it's about her body of work. I mean, if any man ran with her resume, we have never.
Absolutely.
And President Obama said it.
Absolutely.
He mentioned it to the people that we have never in our lifetime seen a presidential candidate with her resume. No one has been as qualified as her.
And that's what I don't understand when you look at the numbers. I mean, outside looking in, I was figuring women would jump behind her, minorities are going to jump behind her, and then the other general class would be simple. But this guy, Donald's record, if you look at his record, you have to wonder, how can he even survive? Some of the things he said, and now I'm watching him dance around to try to become political. You talk about irritating.
How about, aside from what he says, how about what he's done and the things that he's allegedly done?
I think the thing that bothers me so much is it doesn't matter what he does.
He's a man.
His followers still accept it and move on. I think our president said earlier today, Barack said, he challenged the political party, the Republican Party. If you guys say that you guys don't agree with what he's saying and what he's doing, then why are you backing him? That's pretty powerful.
I'm going to go on the record again and say it's a Padissi problem. It's because she has FHJ.
And I mean,
we would not, Donald Trump would not stand a chance. People would not be paying half the attention that they're paying to him if there were a man as the Democratic candidate. I mean, so what other guy or what other person could run for president and have potentially someone accusing him of being a pedophile? That just popped. That just.
Yeah, but you know,
in the last quarter, people, and what's crazy is that it's been swept under the rug.
everything gets swept under. For example, for him to be against illegal aliens and trying to build this big wall and trying to get rid of the Muslims, the radical Muslims, as he says. What about the 78 visas that he applied for the workers, for his workers? I mean, how can you be the president of the United States, claim to send people back, but bring them over to build your property? Very hypocritical.
He's saying, I want them here, only if they're working for me.
Exactly.
And working for 10 cents on a dollar compared
I mean,
to everybody else.
this is stuff we can all look up. This guy applied for 78 visas. Visas for illegal people to come over here and work legally in the United States before we send them right back. Is that the type of guy we want for president?
But I will say that his son, Eric, did give a great speech. He gave a great speech, and if I didn't know his father the way I know his father, I would have been convinced. I think, is it too late for Trump Donald to back off and then just put Eric Trump on the
No,
ballot?
because that wouldn't work. They all just finally registered to vote for this election. They never voted before. I don't even understand how this guy's even gotten this far. And if I was
Disenfranchise
Republican,
people.
I'd really have my
Money.
head low and sunglasses on, just knowing that my party is really embarrassing me.
But then would you vote for Hillary Clinton? Or nah, because she's a woman? I don't like the way you took so long to think.
Because I have to think about it.
That's the problem. It's okay. I'm not going to say it. This is going to be the last time. It's a pussy problem. Hashtag
I don't, because
pussy problem.
I want Hillary as a president. I love making history. I think she'd be a great leader. I don't want to hear her speak. I don't want to hear either one of them speak. After this great speaker that we have now, it's going to be really tough to hear somebody screeching at a high tone or yelling in a angry tone that turns red.
I'm sorry. Who would screech at a high tone?
Hillary?
Because she's a girl?
No, because she screeches like in a loud
I
tone.
can't with you right there. I cannot.
Well, that's what she does.
I don't think you would make that comment if she were a guy.
I don't say the same thing about Donald.
Not screeching at a high tone.
Yeah, he does too. Yeah, he does.
So neither of them you want because they both screech.
I want 4 more years. That's what I want.
You want them to change
I
the
mean, like,
precedent.
just change everything.
Change
for
the
me.
law.
But if you hear about
Precedent is
the thing about it, the Republicans really want Donald in because we're getting ready to we're getting ready to appoint judges, and this next administration will appoint possibly 3 judges. Very important, guys. We have to pay attention to this. There's so many key issues here. They're trying to appeal Obamacare. There's so many things that this administration is getting in, and there's so much hate towards this administration, this current administration, that people are starting to put aside other things just to. It's hate. That's what it is. It's pretty much hate because for me, I just want the person who's qualified to run this country. Now, right now, it is Hillary, hands down. To be the speaker of the free world, you just can't say what you want to say. I mean, he's like a dictator to me. You know, if you say one thing wrong about him, he's hitting you back, tweeting or going on live. I mean, that's just not things that you do. You have to have a tough skin. I believe somebody said he doesn't have the experience, the education, or the poise to be the president of the United States. I would have to agree with him.
And I'm going to add couth.
And everything else you can add.
Yeah, because if you don't have any of those things, it's fine. But if you have couth, you could at least pull it off and act like you've got good sense. We've all heard the expression, fake it till you can make it.
Right.
He's not even trying to fake it. And what I don't want is to see him or anyone like him represent this country that I love, that I believe in. I'm super patriotic. Like, I cannot wait for the Olympics to start. I've got my American flag lipstick. Like, I don't know. I think
this is just a fashion thing for you, huh?
No, it's just I'm so patriotic.
Okay.
I think in my first life, I was a military person. I think I was a veteran. I think I've got American flags that were tattooed all over my body and people just don't know it. But yeah, I'm patriotic, so I really care about this country. I'm the person who cries for the national anthem at every sporting event.
Are you serious?
Every time.
You know, when it comes to politics, I've only cried one time, and that's when President Barack Obama got elected. It shocked me. It shocked me. I think I was at Bar Louie's and we were all around, and I stepped outside to keep that little machoism, and I
think everybody else was crying. Everybody was crying
whatever.
for that.
I don't know about them. I left my boys, and I went outside, and I called my mom and called the people, and I got emotional. Well, this time, I might actually get emotional when he leaves. It's really going to be if you're in the district right now, you understand the enthusiasm, the energy that we have here. This is just a great place to be. Now, I'm driving down the streets and I'm wondering, like, God, next year, how am I going to feel? What is this going to be like? Are the people going to be happy and excited? I mean, are we going to be terror watch, terror alert? I mean, there's so many things at stake here.
You're going to be so happy that you live in a country that will not elect an ignorant butthole to represent us across the world. You'll still be happy. You'll still be proud. We'll all still be happy. We'll all still be proud because we're going to all get out. We're going to vote, and we're going to make sure our voices are heard. And kind of like was already said, I'm not going to say by who, I'm just going to say pay close attention to what's on the ballot and choose wisely.
Well, you know, before I used to say, it doesn't matter who, my little show before I say, it doesn't matter who you vote for, what you vote for, exercise your rights. Okay, scratch that. That was a lot of years ago. It does matter who you vote for. And you must exercise your right. It is your obligation, not like this other guy we're going to talk about in our entertainment section. But guys, I can't tell you enough. We can't reiterate enough. It is so important, this time more so than ever, to get out and exercise your rights to vote.
Yeah, vote for yourself. People don't know that you can write in.
Don't you write yourself in.
You
Please
can,
don't do that.
let's be clear. At this point, as long as we don't get trumped, as long as America doesn't get trumped, you can write yourself in. Let it go to vote. If whoever can't get 270 electoral votes, I don't care. All I know is who I don't want to be president of the United
Well,
States.
the thing that scares me is, if we write things in, I'm worried about Bernie's people writing things in and discounting Hillary's side. And the Republicans, I'm hoping that they just really realize that this is the time to put all that other stuff aside and think about the country. Think about the integrity of this country. Think about how important it is and the prestige in that position that you have or that's available. And are we just going to stick somebody who has a television show and a lot of money and believes he knows how to run a business, whether it's crooked or not, like America? And when you have people like Putin and all these other people that we don't really get along with rooting for you, doesn't that say something? Doesn't that raise a red flag or something?
You're absolutely right.
So guys, once again, I can't say it enough. Got to get out and vote. Exercise your right.
Vote. Don't be disenfranchised.
So like I said, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about politics, but this is something that we have to put in your ear. We have to. It's important that you guys know. Really, I'm so serious. It's so important.
Absolutely. So while we're talking about this amazing country that we live in, I kind of briefly want to highlight some of the Olympic athletes that are going to be representing the great US of A that are from right here locally in the DMV area.
The Olympics actually start this Friday.
They start
There's an
this
opening
Friday.
ceremony this Friday in
Can't
Rio.
wait. I get to cry every single day because at every event, I'll hopefully get a chance to see our flag go up in the national anthem. So here locally, I know the folks at DC are super excited about Kevin Durant. I think he's probably one of the only people from the district. We've got a couple of them, but he's like one of the biggest athletes from the district that's going to be competing.
He is. I can't wait to actually see. And what opening ceremony, that's always a big deal. I can't wait to see the fireworks. Every year, somebody tries to outdo somebody. I think it was Seoul, Korea. They had a real spectacular fireworks show. So the opening ceremony is always big to me. I just don't understand when the closing ceremony goes on. Isn't there like other events still going on?
I'm not sure.
That run over. If I'm correct, they do. I don't understand. Just as some start before the Olympics, correct?
No, not so much.
Okay, I thought so.
I think they start practicing and people get to town way earlier. But guess what we'll do? We'll figure that out and we'll make sure we let people know. But we'll all be rooting for Kevin Durant. And then also there's a guy, Gary Russell. He's a boxer. So the funniest thing about his family is they're like the George Foremans.
Oh, really?
So there's 7 or 8 of them, and all of their names are Gary Russell.
Oh, wow.
Gary Russell. So the
Well,
dad has
out?
all these. Gary. But I think they all have different middle names.
Gary and everybody turns around.
But we're sending shots out to the Gary Russell that's a Gemini like us.
Oh,
His
okay.
birthday is a couple of days before ours.
Shout out, Gary. Come party with us, man.
Come party with us. June 14th is his birthday. So
he can squeeze in on the 15th.
We'll celebrate his gold medal next year.
Okay, that's it. If you get the gold medal,
then
then you're invited to celebrate with us.
If you medal, you make it seem like there's no compromise here. He doesn't have to win it all. We just want him to win something and represent for the district. The fact that he's going is huge.
The fact that gold is huge. That's where we want to go.
Gary, Kevin, we support you. And then, of course, Michael Phelps is competing
Absolutely.
again. Finally.
I'm not going to say a word, but I'm proud he's in. There's a great chance for us to have another medal.
And Angel McCautry, I think she plays with the WNBA, so she'll be representing on the basketball
Very good.
side of things.
That'll be great. Coming up, we have lots more for you guys. We have the entertainment report, more crazy things, man, that Bow Wow. I don't even know if he's Little Bow Wow anymore, but we're going to refer to him as something different once we come back. We're going to talk about sports. Of course, it's NFL season. And anything else you guys want, right?
I'm here.
We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. I'm Ernest Collins.
I'm still Shaina Taylor.
And we're glad to have you guys along with us. We're going to keep you guys, our purpose is to keep you guys informed with all the events that's going on and to try to inform and educate you guys and keep you entertained as well. Of course, this isn't entertaining, but of course you guys know in the Freddie Gray case, prosecutor Marilyn Mosby had all the convictions were dropped against the officers. Devastated is all I can say, All the it's with 0 convictions against the officers. I don't even know what to say about that.
Well, it's a double-edged sword because you kind of think about how much more of the people's money are they going to waste. I think at some point she realized they had already had enough. They've gotten non-guilty, they've gotten hung jury, they've gotten not guilty. So at some point, I think she kind of knew that and especially when the officer, I forgot the officer's name, the one who had the most serious convictions.
Right.
Once they found him not guilty, it was just like, no, let's stop wasting the people's tax money and let me go back and figure this thing out. I mean, it's sad to say, but at the end of the day, we still will never know. We don't know.
And you're right. And what's so sad is they pretty much railroaded her, because she went against, and this has to be scary, the political ring is one thing, and also in, I guess, the policing system, it's if you don't follow the rules, I really wouldn't want a job like that, that you can't be yourself. You have to, just like politicians, if I'm a Republican, I have to vote along with the Republican lines. If I'm a police officer, no matter what I did right or wrong, and I take a life from somebody else, I have the backing of the force. I have people that can get me out of the situation. That's not what America's
the union
about.
is going to support you.
Absolutely.
And make you keep your mouth shut. And the craziest thing about that case is that even if there were, with the amount of officers that were there, even if someone saw something, like we say here in the district, if you see something, say something.
Right.
They're not going to say something because the union reps are going to tell them, as long as you guys all stick together, everything will be okay. But at the end of the day, we all have to answer to someone much more grand.
And you're right. I'm trying to find this judge's name. I'm going to find this judge's name for you guys in Baltimore, and I'm going to get you guys some information to help you guys to fix this situation. This judge that's sitting who made these rulings, because he was going to rule on everyone, so she couldn't win regardless. She kind of saw where this whole thing is going. She's been in the game long enough. And this judge, in my opinion, he has to go. He has to be voted out of that position, or whoever appointed him, who cannot see that this situation has to be fixed. You have a guy, you're not doing your job. If I don't do my job, I'm fired.
Well, she actually, I don't know how much she had to work with, though. I mean, the judge has to see the case that she presents. And I don't know how many, I've been reading and I've been looking at the case logs. She didn't have much to work with because I think there was a whole period of time where they were inside of that building.
Absolutely.
That we could not see. There was just so much doubt in the way that our system is set up that you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. There aren't too many things that you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt, especially when you have a huge gap of time that we have no idea what happened.
Got it. Circuit Judge Barry G. Williams.
Don't get that person fired.
We're going to elect him out of there.
Don't get that person
and the theme for this election year, guys, is we're not paying anybody free anymore. We're not going to skip over a name and give somebody a free check anymore. You guys are going to do your research. I'm going to help you guys do your research, and we're going to find the best qualified candidate to represent us. That way we don't have to worry about injustice.
And that's an important point, because I think a lot of times people look and they say, well, this person has been seated for so long, and they don't go back to take a look at what cases they may possibly have presided over and may not have given the decision that they would have wanted. And they just kind of go with the flow of the norm.
Absolutely. Just like these senators. I wish I could do something. The senators who spend 35, who sits in office for 35 years?
Name recognition.
Watch various presidents go in and out, knowing you can push your agenda to them, like they did to Obama. Look, okay, this is your stuff, but we're gonna look at yours, but this is it. We'll try to put yours in if we can. So it's, once again, it's a high-paid spokesman, and all these guys who are really running our show, they're the representatives. What is their Senate, the representatives, and all our local officials, guys. So hold them accountable. They're holding us accountable. They're making us do what we want to, sometimes what we don't want to do.
Yeah, so I think that with looking at the Freddie Gray case, and then we look at all the other cases that are huge proponents of the Black Lives Matter movement,
right,
or what they call it, the mothers of the movement now, because other folks got so upset with hearing Black Lives Matter.
All we do is add two on to it.
Yeah, ever what. So to look at now, you've got key people in the world. So when you look at pop culture and you look at all these athletes now that are joining in on the movement, I know they've had, Carmelo Anthony did a huge thing, big ups to Dorsey High School back in LA, because Carmelo Anthony did a whole press conference, and he involved.
Dorsey?
Yeah, it was. Okay. Of course, it was at Dorsey. If they do anything back at LAD House, okay,
I'm not going to say
that's
anything.
my alma mater.
Crenshaw.
But he brought. You did not say. He brought the LAPD got involved, and he brought the police chief out, and then they had a candid conversation about police violence and training. And he brought a few other athletes that got involved. I know LeBron James got involved because this is something that's huge. It's bigger than just us on a local level.
And anytime, athletes and entertainers start getting into politics, it's serious. It really has to be serious. If you notice, we don't hear a lot of entertainment. Well, we did when Barack came around, but we don't. It has to be serious. I mean, the country has to be heading in a direction that is other than the way we want it to go for entertainers to get in and really encourage us to vote. Look at how many entertainers, sports people, everyone is encouraging us to do the right thing. Once again, I used to say, it doesn't matter who you vote for. Okay, let's scratch that. It does matter who you vote for.
This time it really matters.
It really does.
Because we have to be very conscious. We have to be here.
Now, did you hear about Bow Wow?
No.
Okay, so Bow Wow took to Twitter the other day and made a statement. I think they were asking him about who he's going to vote for in the political arena. And then Bow Wow stated pretty much that he doesn't really care about it, politics. He just tries to stay away. And then they took it a little further and told him that, it's your right. People died for you to.
You don't want to be disenfranchised.
Right. It is your right. And he just had a field day with it. He pretty much said that he wasn't black. Doesn't that sound familiar? Kind of sounds like Raven Simone, doesn't it? But my thing is, you have an obligation, and if you feel that strongly about certain things, I think you should be careful. Bow Wow's career is in a pretty decent place. And to say silly things like, what? Right.
What did he Stacey Dash?
He's
Stacey Dash. I really hate to make
Raven
her.
Simone.
I hate to make her a verb.
Yeah.
Because I hate to make her relevant. But he Stacey Dashed the people. He said he's not black.
Well,
his name is Bow Wow. He was originally Little Bow Wow. He had cornrows.
Well, he says his mother's side, the Moss side, most of his cousins and nephews have blonde hair and blue eyes.
And a dominant recessive trait talks about him, and you can look right at him.
So that tells me that his mother is pretty much white.
I've seen his mom. Saying. She's not.
Well, that's what he's saying. And then his dad is Cuban. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
I saw black.
And
I'm not one to tell you.
It's a Negro with a mojito.
But here's the thing.
It's a
one
Negro
touch.
with a mojito.
We already know that, right?
Yeah.
One touch, 1 ounce, and it's deemed.
Bow Wow, sit down.
It's deemed.
Take several seats.
Bow Wow, think about what you're saying first, man, and be very careful, man. You're in a good place right now. It's an election year. It's okay to say that you're not going to vote, which I still think is dumb.
I know what it is.
What's that?
I'm thinking that he's trying to get some TV time because remember he used to date Ciara, who just got married to Russell Wilson. And they're getting so much publicity right now. And she looks gorgeous and he looks amazing.
No comment.
I'm thinking that's it. I mean, he's trying to be relevant. He's quite irrelevant in the world right now. And Russell Wilson and Ciara are all over the place right now. They were on the ESPYs looking gorgeous and handsome. They had this huge wedding at a castle in England. So Bow Wow is trying to make himself relevant.
So why is it that all celebrities are so busy trying to make their weddings a spectacular thing, such a hidden thing? What is it? The biggest one was Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Mm-hmm. They put everybody on a bus and shipped them. So I mean, is it really that serious?
Yeah, they want privacy. Like because I think Russell and Ciara it was only 100 people. Like you can't find common people nowadays that have a wedding with only 100 people. They want their privacy. Like I think they want their celebrity life and they want to collect their celebrity checks. But then they still want a piece of privacy and something that they can hold sacred.
And there lies the problem right there. Everybody wants this fame and fortune, but yeah, it's a price thing. You become a public servant, in my opinion. You have to. Only thing I don't agree is you should not have to mentor or give back. I don't know if people get this give back. Give back people that I know, when you say give back, they want money, which I think is ridiculous. Giving back means doing things in the community. For example,
donating time, volunteering, building
theaters. Like Magic did. I mean, there are lots of ways that you can give back.
Without just giving money to people.
Right. Yeah, handouts, even though I would take a handout.
You would take your handout.
Write a check to a brother, I'll definitely take it.
You're hilarious. So speaking of athletes, I want to talk and give him back. This
Give
is
him
hilarious.
back.
This is hilarious. So Ray Rice, Ray Rice is begging to get back into the NFL. So I don't know if you guys remember that he punched his wife in an elevator.
Punched her.
Last year. Okay, so people in the hood would say stole her hella hard. Like he stole his wife. Like he punched her in the face, showed no remorse, knocked her out in the elevator. Yeah, some people say we don't know what happened before.
I say that.
I really don't care what happened before. What I saw was that he punched his wife in her face. She was knocked out and he didn't even look worried. He drug her through the elevator. He didn't even pick her. Now, I've seen him.
Did she have black underwear on?
I don't know, but the bottom line is that she looked under and saw her panties.
It was available.
It was her panties because he punched her and left her laying there. Didn't even
dragged her. That was
bother.
nice.
Okay, she wasn't his wife at the time. She was his fiance. But he punched her, drug her. Now we've seen him stiff arm people. We've seen him do all kinds of things to people. But he acted as if he could not even pick his wife up and lift her up and carry her. I mean, I've been drunk and I've still been able to carry some things around that I wanted to carry. So anyway, so we all saw the video. It was terrible. He got suspended and then got fired and then got banned and kicked out of the NFL. Well, he's trying to come back now and he's begging and saying, anybody who hires me, I will give my entire NFL salary for the season. I'll donate it to a domestic violence organization.
So we're talking minimum wage?
Ever what it is.
He's taking whatever, right? Why won't he just play for free?
Because he wants something to donate, because he wants to make it look like he's doing it. So the craziest thing is that he didn't even mention a foundation. He didn't even have a charity in mind. He just simply said, please somebody, please let me play and I'll donate the money. Like you haven't even thought this out. You just want to play.
So do you think his wife is a little upset that she's hanging in with him, she's going to stay with him? Because he doesn't have any income coming in.
I can't believe that she is still with him. It is the saddest thing in the world.
Well, hypothetically looking at it, she probably got with him to stop him from going to jail, work things out, and continue that up-style living that they have, that lifestyle that they have. And now that things aren't going correctly and he's now banned from the NFL, how long before she...
Right, because now I got to look at you every single day.
And man, that's not a good look.
It's different.
That's not a good look to see somebody every day.
It's never a good, domestic violence is never a good look, okay? So I even hate, and I feel bad for women who stay in these situations. But now, I got to look at you every single day. You don't have a job. You're going to be broke. And everywhere I go, people are looking at me saying, oh, you're the chick that got stole an elevator and drug. And oh, by the way, were those panties black? See what I'm saying?
They weren't, and the pantyhose.
I
mean, no, it was.
I just feel really bad.
Well, I agree. I don't condone violence, especially domestic violence. I don't think that a man should ever hit a woman, and vice versa, because there are a lot of women who take advantage of the situation and will hit a man in a minute. And I'm gonna stop right there. But it should work both ways. You know, no one should put their hands on anyone. Period. No violence at all.
Period. And so the craziest thing is that I'm always looking at all these athletes thinking about the fact that they have opportunities that some people will never get. So you've got Ray Rice that'll punch his wife in the face. But then
so every time you see Ray, that's all you're gonna think about.
That's it.
So he's done.
In my world, he's done. And I think that the NFL, if they even let him back, are foolish. They've spent so much money over the last couple of years marketing to women to give it all up over Ray Rice. Let's be clear, his last season wasn't even a good season. And that's the scariest part, because I think that if he had done better the previous season before the punch, somebody would have hired him back. He would be back. But anywho, but look at Johnny Manziel, right? Right. Again, another person who has an amazing opportunity that throws it all away.
But the thing with Manziel, he's like born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I never got it, you know.
I can't stop drinking. I can't stop doing drugs. I won't.
I just don't get it. I mean, this big hype about this little guy, and they're making records about it. People are rapping about it. I mean, I'm wondering how political is that? I never heard of the guy. I mean, I may have seen him a little bit, but he's just not that great to me, to the point where they're ready to franchise this guy at the first, step, and he blows it. He literally just blows it.
Well, I think that's another sign of racism in this country, that they're just so happy to see one of them do something that other people have been doing for so long. They're like, oh, he can run. Oh, he can run. He can chew. Not really.
Well, you
Not
know.
when you look at Randall Cunningham's or Warren Moon's or Cam Newton's. When you put him up against players like that, it's like, no, he can't.
Well, you know, everybody has to have that one to shine. We know Manning's out now, and Elway's eventually. Is it that? Not Elway. Is it Elway?
Who did?
The Denver.
Oh, okay. Peyton Manning. Gone.
Gosh, Patriots.
Let's talk about that.
Brady.
Let's
right.
talk about that.
But see,
cheater, pumpkin eater. Cheater.
Before we go there,
pumpkin
but
eater.
you know, these guys are privileged automatically. So since these two are going out, you have to have somebody to come in and take that place. And I'm believing that that's where Howie does that. What's his name? Howie Mandel.
Johnny.
That's how much I care about the guy. You know?
I don't.
But
Cheater, pumpkin eater. Let's.
you get back on
You brought
Brady.
it up. You brought it up.
Now they're worried about the 4 games that he suspended that they're going to lose.
He cheated.
He did.
He cheated,
I
and it
agree.
should have been longer than 4 games. And then I'm pissed that they even allowed him to play out all last season because they knew he cheated.
Well, it's.
Then he's talking about he want to go to the Supreme Court and then
It's
decided,
the
well, I'm not going
It's the
to.
network. It's not that serious.
I'm not going to go to the Supreme Court, but now the NFL Players Association is saying we'll take it to. Stop wasting my money.
I agree.
He cheated.
I agree.
Sit down for 4. As a matter of fact, you call Bow Wow. And you guys take several seats together.
I agree.
And y'all sit down and you shut up and you take your time out and then you relax. And come after 4 games, like there are so many teams that can lose the first 4 games and then come back and win the rest of them.
But why did they wait so long to do this penalty phase? Why did they wait until the beginning of this season?
He was appealing because he knew. He was a cheater.
But you know, they really love him. And I was watching the training camp and they honored, can't think of their guy who just retired, but when he walked out, man, you swear it's the president. I mean, this town just lost their mind. He's just a local celebrity, and I mean, he's produced.
He has.
Whether it's fair or not.
I mean, they cheated. I mean, they weren't doing all that cheating with Drew Bledsoe, and I love me some Drew Bledsoe. They weren't doing all that cheating with Drew Bledsoe,
So why
which
you
is
taking
why
that a little personal?
I do.
Of course, the NFL training camp starts, and of course, football is back. Man, I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
So I have a new take on football this year.
Oh, have you changed teams?
I have not changed teams.
Okay.
I respect my former team.
Oh,
but I've now fallen in love with the sport itself. So I can pretty much look for the talent and what I believe is going to be good in football as opposed to rooting for one particular team that happens to tick me off more than
Is that because
anything.
your team sucks?
I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
my former team is going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, it's your former team. I mean,
My
because my
former
team
team.
sucks. My team sucks. Our team sucks.
But it's not going to change.
Well, it won't. But
Romo, we still don't have a backup quarterback.
Yeah, well.
Why are they investing all this? All they're going to do is one good hit and he's going to be done and we're going to be in the same situation again.
Open wound, pour in alcohol.
Which is why I will no longer have my heart racing and be upset over something that clearly no one really cares about.
Which is why I got into fantasy football like 13 years ago, and I'm a huge fantasy football fan, so I'm going to find a way, you guys, to sneak some fantasy football tips in every other Tuesday, especially during the season, and I'll probably do like a Tuesday wrap-up of the whole week in football following Monday Night Football. So keep an eye out for that.
I
can't wait.
I can't wait. You know, and
you guys are gonna be mad at me come football season.
Why?
Because maybe we'll have to have some guests because I think people are gonna expect. Oh, speaking of which, people are gonna expect us to speak on and say a lot of stuff about the Redskins, which we probably will
because we're in DC.
We probably will. So having said that, big shots out and rest in peace to Chief Z.
My cowboy hat back on for one quick second. I'm gonna take it back off, okay? What about Tex, the guy we had? He died too. Nobody made a big deal of that.
They probably did in Dallas. But again,
I forgot where we are.
rest in peace, Chief Z.
Rest in peace, Chief.
Actually, what I like to do on our Facebook page is, if you guys have pictures of you with Chief Z, please send them in on our Facebook page. We'll make sure that we post and we send the information for our next show, because that's definitely something that I would like to have posted on our page for the entire season, especially as we go through football season, because we do want to give homage and we want to pay respects to somebody.
So then we'll bring a feather in here and just sit here for one episode of the show.
I will not with you. I will not. Somebody sent him a feather hat so we can wear the whole hat, because I mean, he was huge here, and even though the team may not be the best team, people support.
Well, maybe he can go up. Maybe he can go up and when he goes up where he's going, he can talk to them about the name change. Maybe he can speak to the higher powers about changing the name.
Sounds like to me it's time for a commercial break so that I can get my co-host on board with this, because good Lord, hail to the Redskins.
Hey.
We'll be back in a few moments, folks.
See you guys.
Thank you for joining us, Taylor and Collins.
Welcome back to the Taylor and Collins Show. Glad to have you guys with us. I'm Ernest Collins.
Shaina Taylor. Are you guys having a good time? Because we are having a good time.
We really are. And
I would feel bad if you folks at home weren't having as good of a time as we're having here.
And it's only the beginning. It can only get greater. Of course, here in the district, we are having challenges with the Metro. And of course, this is another phase of surge. This surge affects the Orange Line right outside of our studios, actually. And of course, it's going to be single tracking from Tacoma Park to Silver Spring. And this surge is going to last from August 1st until the 7th.
My word. This is exactly why I'm glad that I don't Metro as often or ever. Ever.
Well, no, the Metro is a wonderful place. It is a great way to meet people and to gather some great information.
What kind of great information?
Okay, I'm sorry, great skits. It's so, oh my God, it's so much material on the Metro, man. It is.
Okay, so give me what's been the most exciting entry? Because you're a West Coast guy, so you're not accustomed to Metroing. So tell me the funniest story.
It's so many. I've seen fights on the Metro. I've seen a mother punch a son on the Metro. Now that wasn't funny.
And you want me to ride this thing?
They need to learn how to sit and mind their business. They need to sit and learn how to mind their business. You know, and here's one thing I learned when I did ride the Metro, that you have to get along, you have to have your headphones and your phone. If you get on the Metro with just nothing, if you don't have a pen and paper and all this, well, you probably won't make it.
Well, what I want to let people know is with the surges, there is a new, I guess kind of like Uber Pool-ish. So there is a new car service that's available only during, well, they're saying it's only during the time of the surge, but it's called Via.
I think it's a kickoff for them.
It's probably, it's a perfect time to kick off, but it's Via. So what they're doing right now is they're running during the surge. Right now they're covering, I guess, the red line from Cleveland Park to Noma Station. So it's an app, you download it, and it's dirt cheap. It's like $2.15.
Okay, but who's going to drive?
They have 200 drivers already. They have 200 drivers in the district that have already signed up.
If I take you from one place and you're charging me $250?
$215. So they're
probably even worse.
So they're probably
I can't make any money.
They're probably trying to get a market share. But think about it. So it's a pool situation. So you go on the app and then you log in, and so they'll tell you go to the corner of, when I looked at this morning, it was like the corner of First Street and N Street in Northeast.
So they tell you where to go.
So they tell you where to go, and then all these people go to that corner, and so they pick up maybe 3 or 4 people at $2.15, and then they take them to the next station or something like that. I don't know what their business model is, but they may just be getting a market share, greater market share, so they're doing away free.
So now we have the Metro, we have Circulator, we have taxis, which don't really count anymore because you guys don't stop for us anyway.
Uber, Lyft,
and now Via. Man, when does it stop?
They're driving around with flags. I saw them all this week, and they have flags on their car.
Oh, really?
It's kind of awesome, and you can meet new people, and you can talk to people, and it's $2.50, because I'm never getting.
But for $2.50, I can't even talk to you. That's not enough money.
But if you've got 5 people in the car,
that's too many people in my car.
And you're only going like 3 blocks.
That's too many people in my car.
You just want elbow room.
You understand? Is it their car or is it your personal car?
It's your own personal car.
So if I wanted to drive, I could drive my car.
Yeah, like Uber.
Then I don't want 5 people in my car.
Well, then don't have 5 people. Just have 4 people.
Then I can't make money.
It's 4 times $2.15. Now I don't know what that is because I talk for a living. I don't ad for a living. But 4 times $2.15, and then you're only going to go a block, and then you're going to come back and get 4 more people.
Poor Uber Lyft people. They're coming after you guys, man. Of course, it's getting close to back to school. I know a lot of kids are very happy about that, and parents are really excited about that, right? And of course, we have to tell you guys about the tax-free weekend coming up here. Now, for the DMV, we're going to give you guys all this information. In Virginia, you have the tax-free weekend coming up. It's August 5th through the 7th. I think that's this weekend coming up. And in Maryland, August 14th to the 20th. And of course, in the Great District, well, there is no tax-free weekend. I don't even know what to say, but there is no tax-free weekend.
The way you set it up and you built it, because I was thinking, okay, so this weekend I'm going to Virginia, the next weekend I'm going to Maryland, the next weekend I'll stay here and shop, but I don't
no. Unfortunately, we have no tax-free weekend. So we'll have to shop in Maryland and Virginia. That's one of the convenient things of being in the DMV. That's the only way
My
I can.
face right now. You just built,
That's the only way I
you
can.
just built me up so high. I got so excited about having the rest of the month. I just, in my mind, created the whole list of things.
Well, let's start
that
with
I
the great
wanted to
items
buy.
in Virginia this weekend, tax-free. I don't know if there's a limit. I wonder, can I buy a TV? But
No,
they put a
I
limit
think
on
it's
that.
closed. I think it's closed, and it may just be children's.
But I
clothes.
need a TV, like a computer, a smart TV. How about that?
Yeah, that won't be tax-free. That.
But it says tax-free weekend. I'll look into it more and get you guys more information on that. How about that?
You're not about to buy microwaves, TVs. You're not going to get your house painted. Like, there are things, you're not going to do remodeling. It's back to school. You can get some pencils and some pens and some overalls and some uniforms.
Okay, so who's saving money? I'm looking at, okay, if I do back-to-school shopping with materials,
Yeah.
and I spend, what, $50?
But the clothes, too.
I've saved $5. that
To some people,
that'll buy me a drink.
that'll get you 2 rides on the Via. I told you my math.
You got a point. You got a point.
You 2 rides on
You
the
got
Via.
a point there.
But the best part about today,
Is?
it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry. You know I'm fat.
Wait. Okay, so I just got Klondike bars at home. I never
That's
had
not
one.
ice cream sandwich. That's ice cream.
How about Chipwich?
What is that?
It's 2 cookies.
That's
in between.
ice cream sandwich.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so no, really. So the people at home. So the funniest thing, and this is my joke, but it's really true. Like, you look at me from back here, and I look like a different size person. But if I stand up, I'm not a different size person.
I don't want to get in trouble,
I'm not
so I'm
that
gonna just
size
say
person.
something.
I'm the person that will help you to understand why it's so important to me that today is National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. And I can't wait to leave here to get another one because I've had 2
So you've had
already.
2?
I've had 2 already.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now, and here's my joke, but it's true. If I have an ice cream sandwich before we do the show, we'll be going to commercial break every couple of seconds. I'm lactose intolerant.
As am I. We haven't
So
gone.
how do you-
I mean, that's on you. You've kept a straight face, and I appreciate that. You kept a straight face, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm sorry. That's my thing. So though I know you wouldn't challenge me
I wouldn't.
to not have a 3rd ice cream sandwich today, but I know you got a challenge for the folks at home.
There you go. So we're going to do something called a weekly challenge. And this time, there's so much tension going around with the police brutality and our political arena, and everybody's throwing jabs at one another. I was out today, and I kind of did a few kind gestures, from opening doors to walking by just saying hi to letting somebody over, whatever the case is. And the response is amazing. Now,
People feel good.
Well, not only that, well, people kind of feel good, but here's one for you. We've got to be kind to one another. When I open the door, and I've done that for both females and males, say thank you, guys. This encourages us to continue to do this. Now, I have old school parents, so I'm going to do it regardless, but in order to move this movement forward, each one reach one. When somebody does a kind gesture, it doesn't hurt to say thank you. It doesn't hurt to, when you cut somebody off, wave and say, hey, my bad, my bad. Kind to one another, guys. We've got to be kind to one another. Say thank you, say hello, common courtesy. And here's the bad part about it, guys. Our race is the race that violates this policy more than anyone. I've opened the door and no one says anything. I've said hi and it's like I'm a criminal. How dare you speak to me? So we got to fix this, man. We can't, how can Black Lives Matter if we can't even speak to one another? Oops, I'm going to stop right there.
I like the challenge. I'm going to accept that challenge. I'm going to pay it forward for the rest of the week. I'm going to do nice things. You guys do the same thing at home. And every other week, we're going to have a new challenge for you. But this week, be nice.
So here's my first challenge for you. So when you're going to the ice cream store and somebody cuts you off, you got to promise not to curse.
I promise.
But to wave at them.
And one
with
more ice cream sandwich.
All 5 fingers.
All 5 fingers. And say, I can't wait to get to buy ice cream sandwich. And would you like me to buy you one too?
Ice cream sounds really good right now.
Pretty.
With the temperature out here, everybody go take advantage of that. I'm waiting for national, what is it?
Grilled cheese. National grilled cheese.
Steak.
National steak.
Taste of DC? Did I miss that already?
Yes.
I think I missed Taste of DC. We got to find out where to find the best steak in DC.
Ooh, so maybe that'll be something that you guys could reach out to us on our Facebook page and just let us know.
Absolutely.
I don't eat steak, so I cannot. I will not be testing it out.
2 years. Last year, didn't we just celebrate at STK?
We did, and I had
fish. You didn't have steak. Oh, just great.
I have fish, but you know what? I think that's great that we can give out all the national such and such days or whatever. But most importantly, National Ice Cream Sunday.
Real quickly though, shout out to the Nats. We have to. In sports, we cannot discount the Nats. The Nats are in first place, guys. They're playing great ball. I live right up from the stadium, and I'm so happy to live in that location because there's no traffic. Traffic is so under control. And shout out to the speed camera that keeps people under control. Just there, not everywhere else. Just that particular one there.
What about that speed camera do you think keeps the people in control?
The fact that it's there.
Where is it? Wait. Let's talk about where is it.
Shout out to Waze. Waze will tell you where every speed camera is, where every cop is, every broke down. Like, man, I don't know how I even functioned without it.
It is.
When I'm not working, I turn that thing on just to make sure that I get no more $100 tickets, $200 tickets that turn to $300 tickets.
I saw something the other day that said pothole. It was Waze and it said pothole in the road. And I was like, what? No pothole. Blip, blip, blip. Oh, it's a pothole in the road.
Listen, guys, it's been great. We really appreciate having you guys along. Hope you will join us again. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, guys, with more material. Don't forget to hit us up. Something you want to hear, something you want to know, something you want to talk about.
Taylor and Collins out.
See you guys next week or 2 weeks from now, all right?